Hey everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, bringing you another video. And what's playing in the background is this release here, Peter Green with Nigel Watson. I've already done a review of this before, but I'm playing it because Peter Green died today. So a little bit of a sad start for the video. However, it works with what I was going to cover today, and that is some blues and psychedelic progressive releases that I found recently, catching up with, a lot of releases that I've been buying. I've been kind of on a binge lately. So, but a little bit of an homage here to Peter Green. Born 1946, died in 2020. Really legendary blues guitar player. He was devastated when people started calling Eric Clapton God. But, Eric Clapton is a very flamboyant player, a lot of tricks, a lot of fast playing. And Peter Green was very much a traditional player. He stuck with the traditional blues and was still an outstanding guitar player. Had some issues, after Fleetwood Mac, and kind of disappeared from the music scene for a while, but then started coming back with some other releases. Nonetheless, Peter Green era of Fleetwood Mac is definitely my favorite period, and I really enjoy the stuff that he was doing with John Mayall. So anyway, let's get on with some other blues that I have found recently, and starting off with this here, Brownie McGhee and Sonny Terry. Nice little release here on the Fantasy label that I found. This is at Sugar Hill, so it's a live recording, and Sugar Hill was a club in San Francisco. And if you're unfamiliar with Brownie McGhee and Sonny Terry, you've got Brownie McGhee on guitar, and he's also the one with the lighter, more melodic sounding voice. Sonny is on harmonica, and he throws in these falsetto whoops once in a while, and his voice is a little bit rougher. That's kind of how you can tell them apart when you were listening. Another one that I got, another Brownie McGhee and Sonny Terry, is this one here, Sings. And this was originally released on Folkway albums in 1958, the year I was born. However, this is a 2019 reissue by the Smithsonian Folkways. Really, really nice album. It comes also with this booklet. Has a lot of biographical information and lyrics, with the songs. So really nice record, nice find to have with that additional biographical information of that duo. Then, kind of moving through a blend of blues and psychedelic music, we come up with here Dr. John. So this is Dr. John, also known as the Night Tripper, and this one is The Sun, Moon, and Herbs. This was issued in 1971, and like with many Dr. John albums, this is the gatefold. Very cool. In the back here, I mean, he has, he always gets like a lot of really great people to play with him. So, I mean, some of the people on here, we got, Bobby Whitlock, backing vocals along with Mick Jagger. And some of the songs too, we've got Bobby Keys on tenor sax. And then we've also got the Memphis Horns. And Eric Clapton is doing some slide guitar on one of the songs. And then Jim Gordon playing congas on one of the songs. I will have a link back to that special genealogy of music I did about Jim Gordon. Fascinating and really amazing drummer and percussionist, and quite skilled on the piano as well. So yeah, it's a very solid album. I mean, I really like this one. Perhaps not as good as Gree or Gumbo, but it's right up there. This is a really, really strong release. And then we go to some classic psychedelic from the 60s, the Electric Prunes, and their eponymous debut, I Had Too Much to Dream. It's also sometimes called I Had Too Much to Dream, but it's the Electric Prunes, the Electric Prunes. Anyway, this is from 1967, but this particular one is a 2007 reissue. And I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see. It is purple or maybe prune-colored vinyl. Very nice. On the tricolor reprise label as well. All right, now another one from late 60s, early 70s, Frigid Pink. Very cool, interesting band. I got interested in finding out more about them after reading some biographies about Syd Barrett, and they were mentioned on occasion, you know, going through various iterations. So this one was issued in 1970, which by that time Syd Barrett wasn't with Pink Floyd anymore, but he certainly knew about these people, knew about this band and the players when they were in other groups. Then I also added to my collection recently another Nectar release. So Remember the Future. Really, really nice, really solid concept album, you know, concept all the way through on here on the Passport label. And this is the 1974 US release. It was released originally in 1973 in Great Britain and Europe. So very interesting concept story. I mean, you kind of wonder if the idea me of, you know, Mr. Cameron of, and now my mind is drawing a blank, that sci-fi movie, you know, with the strange creatures, winged, almost like lizard people. But anyway, you know, I'm wondering if that concept, you know, if he perhaps lifted it from this album, because, you know, the storyline is about, let's see, having visited the planet many times before, Bluebird had always found that the people he met couldn't accept him for what he was, rather than how he looked, with his blue skin and wings. So yeah, you know, kind of reminded me of that movie. He makes mental contact with a young blind boy and tells him stories of past and future in the form of visions. And amongst these visions, he places a picture of himself. The boy is not disturbed by the visions, but confused by all that Bluebird tells him. So, you know, one side is about Bluebird, you know, I guess arriving to Earth, and side two is this conversation between the boy and Bluebird, and the message of hope and this knowledge, this idea too of, you know, really got me thinking about, you know, time being such a false construct, you know, that the time that we think about only exists because we happen to be on the planet that we are, that is rotating at the speed that it is and revolving around its sun star at the pace that it is. You know, other places, time would be different. So it's interesting, you know, sometimes when you think about things like that. I don't know, I do sometimes. Don't you, when you listen to some music? And then one more. This is probably my most interesting find. I mean, I bought this solely on the cover. I saw this cover and I was like, wow, man, this looks really cool. And so I took a chance. I'll show you the back side of the cover as well. In fact, I'll pull it out. If it's not a gatefold album and I buy them new, I tend to just slit the side and leave the shrink wrap on. But you know, all right, so here's the back. There you go. Here's the front. Got a bit of glare. As an obi, sort of an obi strip as well. So the band is called Mong Tong, and the album title is Mystery. And the sticker on it says, brainwashed occult sounds by two brothers from the Taiwanese underground, best suited for watercoloring, sleepwalking, and time traveling to ancient worlds. I'm like, oh, that is just so cool looking. So I bought it completely on a whim. You know, I do that occasionally, but, you know, I thought, can't be that bad. And then I started listening to it and I was like, this is really good. All right. Now, if you're familiar with Khruangbin, it kind of has that similar sound, particularly with the guitar being very much a lot of echo and picking, but there's some distortion and fuzz that happens once in a while. A lot of the rhythm, from what I've read in here and what I've been able to find about this band, is programmed. So it's these, I guess, I think that's what he said, they're brothers. Yes. So I was really, really happy that I did buy this. Apparently there is another version of this, that there's a colored vinyl splatter vinyl edition, and the one I happen to get is the black vinyl. I don't know. I mean, I suppose if I see the splatter colored vinyl, I might decide to get that also. That's on this label from Japan called Guru Brain. And apparently this label also has a reputation of producing a lot of Asian, Japanese, Taiwanese, psychedelic and prog music. So that was kind of interesting as well for me. I've never heard of this label, and I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere else before. So, you know, you find out something new. So there we go. We got the Peter Green. I think actually this is the one though, the song that, well, no, he's singing, there we go. Nigel Watson doesn't sing that often on this record, even though it says with Nigel Watson. Nigel doesn't get very many vocal opportunities, but it's a good album. I'll hold it up again in case you, it's called Hot Foot Powder. So check it out. It's certainly good stuff. I mean, apparently, yeah, Buddy Guy, Honey Boy Edwards, Dr. John Otis Rush also contribute on this, but I have done a video on this release before, so like I said, I'll have a link in the down under. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please come back and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video. Leave a comment, especially if you have any comments about Peter Green. You know, he died today, and certainly, as I said, one of the most amazing blues guitar players around. Enjoy your music as always. I got a girl, said she loving